I want you guys to know before I start this video, I am not a Christian. Never have been, never will be. And I say that with respect because I'm a pagan, right? Like, I have my own separate beliefs. But here's something I never understood, right? I do respect your guys' religion, but when it comes to Christianity and it in its entirety, not just Christianity, but what do they call that? I don't want to mispronounce it and make anyone mad. I don't know what the other religion is called. I know it's like very similar, basically. You got all kinds of different versions of like these Christians, right? But I'm very curious because I never hear anyone ever talking about the archangels, right? When you ask a Christian something about the archangels, they're like, sometimes they'll be like, who's that, you know? And that's my biggest problem with Christianity is, you know, you're not following a God. You're just following hearsay, basically, what people are telling you. But I don't want to get too far off, like, you know, my personal gripes with it. I just am curious, why is it that you guys never mention the archangels? Like, out of everything in the Bible, the archangels are the most fascinating to me. And this may sound strange, but I actually believe in the archangels. You know? And I just find it strange that so many Christians will listen to these priests and everything, but if you ask a priest what an archangel is, they'll tell you God is more important. Or they might not even like answer you at all, right? I asked a priest this before because I was there with my with a family member. We're just kind of checking it out, seeing what they had to say, and it was all false, you know. In my personal opinion, it was just clear that the person thought that they were the God, you know, and that everyone there was worshiping them, not the God that they're supposed to be. The belief that they're supposed to be worshiping wasn't even there. I don't really care if that offends people or not. That's just how I felt in the moment. Every time I see, you know, these people worshiping, it's usually never for a good cause. It's always about themselves, or so it seems to me. It's not even about the community, right? Because all they do is, like, you know, it just revolves around themselves and their house, if you will. They call it the house of God, but honestly, you're just following a person that claims that they're God. Essentially, in my opinion, anyways. But I'm getting a little too far off the mark. I'm just curious, why is it that when you ask these people, Christians, these things, they don't have nothing to say about the archangels, or they don't know what they are? It don't make any sense to me. Everyone knows what an angel is, but no one really has nothing to say about the archangels. And I don't get that, personally. It just don't make any sense to me. If you're so devoted, you know, to what you say that you're devoted to, then why is it you don't understand or can explain what an archangel is? And I'm not saying, I know like everyone has their own beliefs and everything. It's kind of hard to explain what an archangel is, I get that. But at the same time though, everyone's always like, well, it's just about, you know, worshipers of God and stuff like that, and that's not true. That's not what the the message is about, in my opinion, when it comes to archangels. Like, take, for example, Archangel Michael, right? He represents justice, strength, resistance to evil, these kinds of things. You'll never hear a priest or anybody mention that. If you ask someone, especially someone younger, what archangel is, they're not going to know what that is. They're not going to know who that is. And it just doesn't make any sense to me, you know. And they're telling people that they're devoted to this religion, but they don't have nothing to say about the key figures of it. It just don't make any sense to me. I know I keep saying that. I'm just being honest here. It's a bit of a rant, but help me make that make sense.